afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back again to my little hangout. My name's Mike Daly and welcome to Let's Talk. The reason I'm coming on today is because I just got done with I was so excited I got to sit down and see all the accomplishments our Parliament made today. I'm here to tell you that yesterday on the opening, Trudeau wasn't there. Today, Trudeau was there because he's all done playing in New York and all his party buddies went home. Here's where I have a problem. It's like watching a bunch of school kids, honest to Christ, folks. I mean, honestly, if you want a good comedy, never mind the Big Bang, never mind Modern Family or whatever it is you're all hooked up on, go watch CPAC. It's hilarious. These guys, I mean, it's almost like they don't have any clue. Well, they probably don't because, number one, they are making $150,000 to $250,000 a year, so they really don't know the struggles everybody's going on with out here. And they do basically, they've got the best of everything, the best medical, even their pension plans are absolutely wonderful. Well, that's fine, but do something for that. Don't go in there and fight about stupid things like, hey folks, we do not have to come out with a new dollar bill right now, any kind of bill. It's very expensive for us, and right now we have other issues that are pending. We don't have to change the national anthem. We don't have to change the way we vote. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing Justin Trudeau say Canadians are going to be proud of who they are. I'm already proud. Justin Trudeau's fixation with the Muslims and all that stuff does not make Canada any better or any worse. We're all very open. We're all integrated. All of us now don't even consider that stuff as important. If immigration is something that has got to be done, then do it. But don't go on like you're the only one who's done it. The whole country's full of them, Justin. Don't say Canada's going to be proud, because I am proud of who I am and what our country stands for. But getting aside from all that, the biggest thing I have, and the biggest reason I'm doing this, isn't about all the social issues and all that foolishness that the governments throw up there to deflect from their failures, and that's exactly what this is. There are 120,000 oil workers now out of job. UIE is now growing. Our deficit, instead of 10 billion, is projected now to be 30 billion. The interest on that alone is going to take away from services. In Nova Scotia, we've got no doctors in small towns. Honest to God, I've got to tell you, I was a little concerned the other day. I had something going on. It turned out to be a stomach virus that I slept off for 2 days. But honestly, I couldn't find a doctor. And the answer is go wait in your emergency room and they'll refer you to a doctor? Come on, are you serious? That's where it's all gone? And these guys are fine with that. The fact of the matter is, folks, we have got to stop wasting our time in this foolishness. And by the way, if a government runs on an issue, stick with the issues. Don't change them up to suit yourself. Stick with the issues. And right now, what Canadians need, more than anything, we need to watch our deficits so that we don't lose more services to higher interest. We need to get our oil deals in line. We got to get our canola deals in line. We got to get all our free trade issues, softwood lumber and other things like that. We have got to deal with those. Now, the biggest thing coming down the pipe, which is going to be the worst thing, especially Steve McNeil, because he's a liberal, is going to go on and embrace this new carbon tax. It's foolishness. You can call it what you will. They can't keep taxing us because after a while there will be a revolt. Like there was back in the early British days when they overtaxed everybody. And by the way, we're even past that tax right now, but people don't know it because they're very slick with it. When you purchase something, you pay tax on it, but in order to get that in the store, there's tax underneath that, so there's tax everywhere. Your gasoline is full of tax, your cigarettes are full of tax, your liquors are full of tax. I mean, more than the actual cost of the product in some cases. And it's all taxes. And now they're saying, well, we need to put on a carbon tax, and they're going to spout to you. They're going to say this to you. It's all about the environment. Bullshit. It's not about the environment. What it's about is generate more revenues so that they can mismanage those at a government level. And you say, oh, what do you mean mismanage? Folks, we're running deficits every year. You couldn't do that in your house. You couldn't do that with a private business. But for some reason, the government feels that this is acceptable. And the reason why is the bureaucracy has been trained. It's like any other career that there is. They believe they're doing right. And they honestly go forward believing they're doing right. Where I have a problem, they're not experts in a lot of the fields. I have seen people who have run campaigns and helped campaign managers take positions coming from totally different positions than that with no education, just because they did favors and worked hard for the politician who got elected. And this is one of the problems that we're having. A lot of these people really don't have any idea how to go out and generate business. Why do I think I'm great at that? Because I am great at that. I've done it all my life. I've made a living off it. I've never had a paycheck coming my way. I've had to go out and earn it. The way I've earned it is I was an agent. So if somebody wanted something moved across Canada or moved across Atlantic Canada, they'd call up Mike Daly Sales, and Mike Daly Sales would go to work and I'd promote that product and you'll see it in your stores. That's what I've done. And that doesn't come from sitting back, creating new ideas and sending out emails and sitting back like y'all doing something. That takes hard work. And the problem is when they put people in development agencies, these guys are coming in with a bureaucratic way. Like, let me put it to you this way. Guy knocks on your door, shows you the product, says, hi, how are you today? I would like to sell you this. You're more apt to look at him and say, okay, you can show it to me. Because you don't want to be negative to him in his face or her. On the phone, sorry, not interested. On the email, you won't even read half of them, you just delete them. So the point that I'm making is they don't know what they're doing. They really have no concept because they are bureaucrats and have been trained in a bureaucratic way. As long as this happens, the only industry that's going to grow is bureaucracy. And just to let you know, our government agencies in Nova Scotia, in Canada, and in just about every province now are the second or third largest employers in our country, and that should never be because you need the other ones to support these ones. So what happens when the tax revenues collected supersede what we're giving these bureaucrats for their paychecks and their benefits and their road trips and everything else? Well, it's pretty obvious. It creates deficits. We have to borrow to keep our services going. Now, how do you straighten stuff like that out? Well, to start with, it may seem trivial, but I've just pointed out $5 billion in the last year that our government should not have given away when we need roads, infrastructure, schools, hospitals, doctors. Keep going, you know what I'm talking about. We've got people in cities and small communities that are starving to death because there's no work. We've got people that are living on welfare and homes that can't make ends meet. We got senior citizens that are eating cat food because they cannot get enough food, and we're out throwing money all over the world to help them. I'm a compassionate Canadian. And I say, in order to help the world, you first got to fix yourself. Imagine if the government actually said, okay, right now we can't help you with that, but we do support your efforts to progress your economical situation. They would still have the same result. By us giving money to help people do things does not really help them out. As a matter of fact, the United Nations has become the United Farce. And the reason why is because they're actually, they have no moral compass anymore. Here's a typical example, okay? I was watching Trudeau and all the people, well, of course, on television watching that boring old stuff, but it just makes me excited. And, for example, the whole world is condemning Israel right now. Now, we have nothing to do with Israel. A lot of our people go to Israel for their high Jewish holidays, and as part of their, their growing up, they go visit their homeland and so on and so forth. But, they condemn 170 condemnations against Israel for human rights violations last year. 3 entire for the rest of the world. This is this is where it's going. It is no longer based on sensible decisions, but on political rhetoric driven by a left agenda that is only hurting us all. Now, I know everybody's heard of the One World Order. Most recently, Goodall, I think it was, or McCullum, or one of our ministers, hooked up with George Soros. And they're going to help with the refugee problem. George Soros, during the stock crisis, manipulated the stock market in Britain and burnt many millions of people. He has been a hate monger worldwide. As a matter of fact, in an interview, he actually said that the world should all come together and be run as one entity modeled after China. He likes the China model because although it has certain liberties, there is a hierarchy. There's 2 hierarchies there.